Hello friend, today I'm going to share a supplement company, and stay with me here, you can trust.
And I'm going to share about light-emitting plants. Let's get to it.
My cool sheet is going to be a company, and this company is Thorne. Just a quick disclaimer, again, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one on the podcast or anyone else. Definitely see a professional before you take this advice, but there have been many cool sheets. Well, both of us have talked about wellness and other things, and I have kind of been on this ongoing mission to increase my health span. So that's not just living longer, but being healthier longer, feeling good longer. So it's not just about living until I'm 150, although that is a mission for a lot of other people. I just want to be healthy as long as possible. And I've put a lot of work into sifting through the noise to determine what supplements are garbage and which ones actually work. I talked about in episode 198, I talked about examine.com, and then I talked about what companies though are good and bad and how that's confusing. So first you have to find, like, does creatine, is it good for you? But then what companies make good creatine, or is it filled with sugar and other fillers and garbage? So I talked about in episode 201, I talked about consumer labs. And I talked about in pro tips in episode 200 that picking the right supplement brands, a lot of the times they're good for one supplement, but maybe they're not the best for a different supplement. But Thorne is kind of one of the outliers. It's one of the rare companies where you can feel pretty safe no matter what you get out there. And that's because they have rigorous, comprehensive testing, they source high quality ingredients, they have a clean manufacturing process, and they are very transparent and what goes into their process, their ingredients list, how they test for safety and efficiency. They have sustainable practices. They provide tests so you can do like the gut test, the biological age, sleep, stress, and weight management. We've talked about a few different those, so they have their own as well. So then you know what supplements you need, so you don't just start taking vitamin C when you don't need it, or whatever you've heard the latest craze is. The cons, it's a little bit spendier, but if they're spending all this money on research, I'm okay with that. And a little bit difficult on international sales. Real quick, I want to talk about, I'm out of time, and I got to talk about how they've worked with research organizations like OHSU here in Oregon, Columbia University, Duke, Emory, Hypertension Institute, Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, so many more. So the fact that they have these partnerships in research and also collaboration just, again, makes it much more legitimate for me. So definitely check out Thorne.
Yeah, that's really important that they include the research and that it does cost a little bit more, but at least you know you're getting the real thing, because there are totally supplements that maybe what you really want is in there, but it might not be the highest quality or is the correct form or the most absorbable. Is another thing.
Exactly, yeah. And all these things, they spend a ton of money. And there's a lot of supplements that are expensive, and they just have, most of their budget goes to advertising. And so you keep hearing about them because they're having this big giant ad campaign. And time again, same thing. Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Tim Ferriss. I don't know if Kevin Rose has talked about it, but other wellness people, Huberman, people that I've talked about on the podcast, they always say Thorne as one of their top ones. So it'll be another one of those frequency illusions where now you'll probably hear their name more. So now I try to actually take as few supplements as I can. I try to get my source from food and real food and things like that. And this is a former cool sheet of yours, creatine. So I take Thorne creatine. And I actually like the minimal design, and they have had a redesign. So maybe now they've gotten a little more popular. They have a little bit, but I like that minimal look. When you open it, it's just pure, on YouTube you'll be able to see it, but it's just white creatine. I mean, creatine is not fancy, and that's all it is. And that's all I want it to be. I don't want sugar added. I don't want to put, if I want to put it in a sugary drink, I'll do that. I don't. I like mine super plain and simple, just like this. But I know every time that I get this, that I'm going to be getting a good product. So, the other bonus one I do want to talk about is Swanson. Is another one that seems to have, when I talked about all those labels that are like certified and organic and things like that, Swanson is also almost always top notch. So you can feel pretty comfortable about both of those. But I would say, again, I'm not a doctor. Definitely check it out before you just start taking things. And just do your own research on each one. I still go to consumer labs and other places and see that they're still there. Because every once in a while, you know, when companies make 50 different supplements, it's hard to say that they're going to be good at every single one. Hopefully they are, but you can't trust everybody. So these are the ones that I trust. Those two I have pretty confident about. So,
Excellent. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Now I know where to go.
Yeah.
My cool sheet is a technology, and it is light emitting plants. Light emitting plants. Plants usually absorb light. No, not these. So there's research going on at MIT that is investigating how to use living plants for visible light emission as a way to create a source of sustainable illumination. This is a compelling idea because plants possess independent energy generation and storage mechanisms, negative carbon footprints, and they are able to self-repair. The researchers call this the Light Emitting Plant Project, and their concept uses a collection of nanoparticles that are injected into the plant. The nanoparticles diffuse into specific cells and then transform the plant's stored chemical energy into light emission. The project examines all aspects of this overall task. Some of the team studies the chemical synthesis and the coating of the nanoparticles. Others look into the biocompatibility within the plant to make sure that the plant stays healthy, while another part of the team investigates nanoparticle transport and the localization within the plant. Of note, the plant is not genetically altered in any way in this technology, so it is not a GMO product. That is, if the plant created seeds, the offspring plants would be identical to the original parent plant before the nanoparticle injection took place. This method does not result in a spread of a weird mutant plant, so I don't want you to worry about that. The current version of the light emitting plant utilizes the protein in fireflies that causes them to glow, called luciferase. Very exciting goal to transform a living plant or tree into a light source capable of turning its own stored chemical energy into visible light for human use. This would become yet another reason why plants are superior to humans, in my opinion. Light emitting plants.
Yes, I agree because I love plants so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I still don't think we have any on our shot ever on the YouTube, but
which is bizarre
we're all
because
like hiding.
You have like 50 plants in this house, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
How many do you
I have
have?
over 30.
You have, okay,
I'm
you have
in
a lot.
like the 35-ish, 37-ish range.
Yeah, and this is not like a huge
No,
place.
it's like a 600 foot square apartment or something like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, relatively small, but I have plants everywhere, just nowhere that you could see. It's
Which
like, yeah,
is-
right, you do.
Yeah.
But if they were all lit up, look, we wouldn't have to buy lighting
know,
anymore. We
they'd
could just
just be all
have them
these
all lit. We wouldn't have to
plants.
have that expensive backlight that I bought.
Yes, yes.
Works half the time. No. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, as a plant dad, I love this so much. I really want to learn more about this. I cannot wait to check out.
So exciting.
So now, I'm sorry, I was kind of like just my mind exploded and I started like fantasizing about all these plants. Is it a certain kind of plant only?
No, so you could inject these nanoparticles into any plant.
Any plant, and then I kind of tuned back in when you said, but that doesn't make it like a Frankenplant,
Right, no.
or a GMO or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so it's even better. So I can take the plants that I have and make them all.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I would say, I was trying to think
When
of
is
an-
this going to be in the market? When can I start?
Yeah, right. I was trying to think of an analogy, and I'm thinking like a tattoo, maybe. You know, where you're altering your skin and you're putting a pattern on there.
Okay.
But it's not like you are now not genetically altered, and you're not gonna like your babies won't have tattoos. And it's not hurting the plant. I mean, that's one of their goals, is they're not trying to hurt plants or make anything weird happen, you know, or change
that's cool.
biomes or anything like that.
Good.
And I just think it's a great idea.
Yeah, so cool.
Plants are amazing. Thank you, plants.
We love
All
your
you
plants.
do.
All right, well, definitely check out that article and more information on that on 10bestest.com/heat. That's 10bestest.com/heat. And I will definitely be checking that out.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, friend. I'm Brian Hart.
And I'm Karen McFarland-Holman.
And let us know in the comments, do you take any supplements?
And let us know, do you think the research on light-emitting plants is scary or cool?
If you're enjoying the show, please give us a like and share it with a friend.
Stay tuned tomorrow for another show.
And don't forget to stay curious.